Good evening, everyone. We would like to acknowledge the presence of our respected alumni and all of you in the audience tonight. Welcome to the Alumni Session of the European Higher Education Fair. The Alumni Session is one of the exciting parts of the fair, and I am very much honored to be with you this evening. At your service, my name is Jonathan Gaspar from the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management of Wesleyan University, Philippines, Cabanatuan City. So I believe every one of us here are very eager to hear aspiring words from our speakers tonight. And they are actually given a very limited time to share something with us. So I am looking forward to everyone paying their attention as we listen to their experiences. Their past could be our guide to take significant steps ahead. So without further ado, let us start with our first speaker. Let us hear from Ms. Elaine Kawibes, an alumnus from Finland. Ms. Elaine?
All right, I hope everybody could see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Elaine, and I'm so glad to be part of IHF Philippines as a Goodwill Ambassador. So about me, I have been living in Finland for 2 years already. I specifically live in the city of Lahti, which is currently the green capital of Europe. I am taking up my bachelor's degree in international business at Lab University of Applied Sciences. And I'm also working part-time as a data analyst in one of the multinational companies here in Finland. So why did I choose to study in Finland? Well, first and foremost is the quality of education system, the work-life orientedness, and also the modern learning environment just calls to me. Second is the affordable tuition fee and living expenses. I have a 50% scholarship, and I get plenty of student discounts, for example, for my apartment and my transportation. And I also get to work part-time as early as first year college. So I would say that coming here is also an investment because it pays off really quickly. And lastly is the quality of life, especially if I want to stay here after my studies. So how has it been? Regarding my professional experiences, they have always been beyond academics. There's plenty of opportunities in and out of university, and I get to meet people from all around the world. So there's plenty of people that come here to work, to study, to be an entrepreneur. So just the other day, for example, I met with someone from Microsoft, and he invited me over for a lunch at Microsoft sometime. So I have felt so much support. I've given a lot of resources, connections, and exposure, for example, to the latest trends and developments, which I would say are so beneficial because then I get to better position myself for the future. The teachers that we have here all have years of experience and studies, and the classmates that I have are all very diverse, not just in terms of language and culture, but also in terms of age, skills, and work experiences. So we also have this flat hierarchy with one another, so we get to learn a lot from one another. Now, in terms of personal life experiences, they have been life-changing. I'm continuously learning to unlearn the things that I already know, but at the same time, learn new stuff. I've gained plenty of life skills and values through the challenges and the exciting moments that I've faced here. And some of them can be so much of a hassle, such as searching for an apartment and furnishing it. And some of them can be really minor, such as choosing the right product at a grocery store when the products are like in different languages. But overall, I would say that my experiences here in the European Union has been both a challenge and a rewarding experience. It has definitely took me to greater heights in life, and I've grown in many ways that I couldn't imagine had I not gone here. And with that, I hope to see you all around here. Thank you, salamat, and kitos.
Thank you, Miss Elaine. Your sharing makes us even more excited to hear some of the experiences from our speakers tonight. Okay, so next let us hear from Miss Amanza Balboa, an alumnus from Poland. Miss Amanza?
Everyone, yes, I'm Samantha. I'll just share my screen. Okay, I hope you can see. Let me just, oops. Okay, all right. So hi again, I'm Samantha Balboa, and I studied innovation management in Poland, in Poznan, Poland. It's my first year in EHF, and I'm really excited to be participating. And so yeah, let me tell you a little bit more about why I chose to study my higher education in Europe. So I chose to study here because it was just right timing for me at the time. I recently resigned from my job, and I had a moment of thinking about studying higher education, and I was given the option of studying in Europe. I did more research about it, and I found out about the different options. And I ended up in Poland because I found that Poland has, one, high quality of education, and there are a lot of courses delivered in English. Two, there's also a high visa success rate. So this was quite stressful for me at the time because it was going to be my first time to travel to Europe. And yeah, it was a point of consideration for me thinking about that. So I was glad to find out, based on my research, that a lot of students are given student visas, and it isn't such a difficult process to go through. Another is, this is what a lot of my friends and even previous classmates in my bachelor's have asked me: how affordable is it to live in Europe and in Poland? And personally, for me, it was quite affordable. The dormitory I stayed at was only 5,000 pesos per month. And the tuition fees I paid per semester in my university at Poznan University of Economics and Business was roughly around 60,000 pesos per semester. So if you compare it to other European universities, Poland is really quite affordable. Of course, there are other options in Poland that could be a bit more expensive, but there are a range of universities that you can choose from with very high quality education. And then the next reason is that there are a lot of good opportunities after graduating. So you can get, or you can apply for a post-study visa or a post-study work visa. So you don't necessarily have to find a job immediately or look for a job before you're going to graduate. So they give you that period of time from 9 months to a year to look for a job if you're interested in working in Poland. And the last one is, of course, that Poland has a vibrant student life. There's a lot of things to do, and traveling around Poland and eating out and going to concerts is not so expensive. So there's that. And lastly, one of the main reasons why I wanted to study in Poland and in Europe was that there are so many opportunities to travel. So it's, again, very affordable. So you can take buses around. From my city in Poznan, I can easily take a bus going to Berlin or to Prague for less than around 2,000 pesos round trip, even sometimes less than 1,000 pesos. So you can also take flights to, let's say, to Italy and to Greece for less than 5,000 pesos round trip. So that was really amazing to get to explore and to try out different cuisines and to experience other cultures. So yeah, essentially that's it for me. I'm very grateful that I was able to find a job here. So I'm currently working at Omni Calculators right now in Kraków in Poland, which is one of the, I believe, the most beautiful cities here in Poland. So it's very exciting, and I encourage everyone to look into studying in Poland and studying in Europe. And that's it for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Sami, for that beautiful sharing and opening our eyes to the possible opportunities that Poland can offer to us. And to our audience, if you happen to have any questions, we will attend to them later. For our third speaker, let us hear from Mr. Kevin Del Rosario, an alumnus from Italy. I believe Mr. Kevin is already here with us.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, I'm already here.
Yeah.
And I think that's me. That's my cue. Yeah, so unfortunately, I didn't have a moment to prepare any slides like Elaine and Samantha, and I hope I won't bore you about my experience here in Europe. So basically, I've been living in Italy, and so before taking studies at IED Istituto in Rome, I was actually already working as a receptionist in hospitality industry, but then I was like looking for a change for my career, and I was looking for something more creative and more inspiring to do, because here in Rome, living in Rome, it's like living in an open museum. So I was like challenged by this fact, and I was like, I need to do something. I need to do something more creative and more fun, and that's how I found about the IED and about their scholarship programs, and I happened to chose to do something in fashion industry, and after graduating and in about 3 years, I was able to find an internship and different job offers, and now I'm working in one of the famous companies here in Rome, in Italy. I'm working at Fendi now, and I'm pretty sure you know it too. And so yeah, it's a very nice experience to be here, because it's like being in a big world where you can just travel and find many inspiration about what you do, and there are many opportunities. Like sometimes we usually read about like negative facts, like there's crisis anywhere, but the thing is that if you just pursue doing what you love and following your dreams, there's always something out for you there. So I think we just need to set aside all the negative facts and just pursue our dreams, pursue what we love, and I think we will find them eventually. And yeah, so actually, I'm a bit more speechless, but if you have any questions regarding, I don't know, life in Italy, how to study here, and the experience, feel free to write now in the chat, and I'll be happy to share more.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for giving us the courage, that we are able to step out of our box and find more opportunities for us. Again. For our next speaker, let us give the platform to Ms. AJ Flores, an alumnus from the Netherlands. Ms. AJ?
Yeah, hi, thank you. Let me share my screen. And well, I graduated in Erasmus University in Rotterdam. I was at the Institute for Housing and Urban Development Studies. Our class was pretty much, our class was a very inclusive class, because it was composed of different nationalities from Africa, from Eastern Europe and Southeast Asia and Micronesia. So since I would just limit the more important aspects of my study, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you are interested how to get there, because the first step definitely of studying abroad is the question how to do it. So basically, when I entered university, specifically in IHS, we did not need to take any English proficiency exam. Okay, so for everybody who's wondering, oh, do I have to take a reviews or for IELTS and stuff? In my school, you just need a certificate from your university that the medium of instruction is English, and you're good to go. And of course, if you pass. And luckily, I was one of those few who were invited for a scholarship to study in IHS. And I came back, of course, because it's part of the design of the program. And what did it do to me professionally? Of course, a lot. When I came back, it opened a lot of doors for me, a lot of appreciation for new things that you normally don't see in a developing country. So you understood how things work in developing countries, how to establish your network, how to position your organization, so you can take the best out of your experience. So when I came back, I became actively involved with the Dutch Chamber of Commerce and the Philippine Dutch Network, which is composed of alumni. And we are very proud that, we have very prominent scholars from in Holland, like for example, the current DOST Secretary De La Peña, and Undersecretary Boy Vismonte from DTI, and of course the president of the PDFNI, our very own, who just got knighted by the King of Holland, Dr. Mary Ann Sayok. We are extremely grateful for our experiences, and it does not cost so much to study in the Netherlands. Basically, it's a common theme across Europe. The rates are very competitive with our top universities in the Philippines. And Europe is globalizing and opening up doors to students from other countries. So it's not very difficult. One of the highlights of my study is that through the Dutch Embassy in the Philippines, Ms. Aline Vismontes, she's senior officer, and a Filipina alumni also of IHS, who's working with IHS now, we were able to secure a grant from the Netherlands government to bring back to the Philippines so we can train people who were not able to go there. I mean, government workers from local governments who are not able to go, of course, to Europe for lack of funds and opportunities to do so. But we brought back the expertise from IHS so we can train them and make them appreciate what people like me, people I'm sure like you, have seen there. So it opens up a bigger world. And I think part of our mission also when we go out there is to bring back the experience and share it to everybody. So those are the things that stood most prominently for me. And I'm very grateful for the EU experience. Of course, for younger people, you'd like to go to Europe, and I'm sure some of my friends already here explained it's very easy. It's very accessible. You can take a bus, can take a train, you can take a plane, and there are a lot of things to see, entirely different from what you see here. It enriches you a whole lot. And if you come back to the Philippines, you bring with you your rich experience, and you're able to share more, not only to your organization, but you become better as a person. So I think that's basically it. So everybody, come on, the door is open. We welcome you. Share our experience with us. See it for yourself.
Thank you, AJ, for sharing a piece of your life with us. And our next speaker, the last, but definitely not the least, Dr. Raymond Patrick Maximo, an alumnus from Belgium.
Hello, good evening to everyone, and thank you, EHEP, for this opportunity. So I will share to you my slide or my PowerPoint, not a PowerPoint, but a movie. All right. This is a prepared speech for you. This is my journey throughout my graduate school in Belgium. So here it is. When I came back to the Philippines in 2014, back to my institution, VVOLX, from my graduate school in Illinois, USA, I was asked by my director to talk to this Belgian professor who at that time was looking for a student to work on his research in volcanology. I was a bit hesitant because I just got back and I was just trying to reintegrate myself back to my old workplace. But because I was asked to meet the professor, so I gave it a shot. We talked about the project and how it will be implemented with me as his graduate student. It was an interesting meeting. Ultimately, in the end, I was convinced to go to Belgium for another 4 years of graduate studies with scholarship. I did not know anything about higher education in Belgium at all, after even after I've agreed to study there. But prior to flying to Brussels, I did a Google search on the different universities in Belgium and my future school, the Université Libre de Bruxelles or ULB. I learned that ULB's main medium of instruction is French. I was a bit scared because my French proficiency was absolutely nil or zero. So, in preparation for this new adventure, I enrolled in the French beginner class in Alliance Française de Manille. Going back to ULB, whenever I meet someone and I tell them that I am studying volcanology at ULB, they would always ask me back, but where are the volcanoes in Belgium? And I would say, yes, you are correct. There are no volcanoes in Belgium, but Belgium has the state of the art technology that would solve any volcano problem. In ULB itself, we have high precision analytical instrument to measure isotopes in meteorites. In other universities, they have their own high precision instruments, and these are easily available for use by other researchers from other institutions. The collaboration among institutions in Belgium is pretty much open. You are free to collaborate with people from other universities, and the opportunity doesn't stop there. For example, my department, it has an ongoing collaborative work with international scientists from Japan, USA, France, Germany, Luxembourg, in the Princess Elizabeth Station in Antarctica for their research in climate and meteorites. So if you pursue an application to any EU higher institution, I will say you have to put time and energy for the process. And I think that is the key to any successful application. Think strategically about the future, your future, and think how a Belgian education fits in there. Do not pursue higher education abroad just for the sake of doing so. Think about the value it adds strategically to your professional trajectory and the future roles that you might want to play in your chosen field. I assure you that Belgian degree in any discipline will always add value, broaden your perspective, and helps you become more effective future leader or employee in your institution. Finally, should you decide to go for graduate studies, I say Europe has a lot to offer. Research is cutting edge, resources are everywhere, and the setting, of course, it's Europe. The opportunity to grow is endless. The freedom to create is at your fingertips. Your professors are the names you just read in your books and references, and now you can talk to them as colleague and not someone who is high and mighty. You can even have a healthy discourse with them. EU education is very empowering. And if you come to Belgium for your master's or your PhD, you will have the state of the art resources and the best professors. And yes, these are Nobel Prize winners. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I hope I gave some insights to everyone who was watching my education in Belgium.
Thank you so much, Doc Raymond. So there we have our 5 alumni for tonight's alumni session. And let us now proceed. I can see some questions in our chat box. Let us start, and any one of you from our speakers can take the question. Can you share tips? Question from Carissa. Can you share tips to the audience, the best way to study or obtain scholarship in Europe? Anyone can answer?
Can I answer that,
Yes,
Joanna?
Miss AJ.
Yeah, I think the first thing you should do is check the website of the university that you're interested in. basically, the university has either their internal scholarship funding, or you can get funding from somewhere else, but still choose to study in the university that you have picked. So in my case, a classmate of mine was enrolled in IHS, but the funding was from
3
the
minutes
US.
left.
So there are a lot of, like, Erasmus Mundus holds a lot of funding opportunities for students.
Thank you,
Uh,
Ms. AJ.
If I
Okay.
may add, you can just visit studyinbelgium.be and you will find all the scholarship opportunities there. So that's studyinbelgium.be.
Doc Raymond, maybe you can put on the site in our chat box so that our
Sure.
audience can see that. Okay, we have a next question here. I heard alumni of the Erasmus class were able to study in many universities and in different countries. Was that difficult? Did it take a long time? Or units were credited if within the same discipline? Anyone can answer? I believe our speakers for tonight are coming from different places, and if you want our students, or maybe some of our students would like to wish to contact you, if you have any recommendations of how to get in touch with you, so that maybe you can help them in the near future, we can you can put it in our chat box, or any websites that may be helpful for them, so for them to visit. Okay,
Yes,
so
if you want to contact me, they can email me at raymond.maximo@gmail.com.
thank you, Doc Raymond, for offering your helpful hands. Again. So what about, can we check the other questions, since we still have 2 minutes? You know? I'm confused. The Erasmus class is different from the programs of the schools in EHF?
If I may answer that question, the Erasmus
Doc.
Plus is a type of scholarship that you could avail if you want to go to if you want to study in Europe. EHF is like a group, or is a collaboration of the different embassies and consulates here in the Philippines of the European state members. And so this is like an event for that particular for an educational fair. So
Thank you.
Erasmus Mundus and Erasmus Plus are those are scholarship granting institutions.
If I may as well, because I applied for the Erasmus Plus program and I got accepted for my last year of my master's, but unfortunately it didn't push through because of the pandemic. But once you apply for a university, let's say you study in Poland, you study for your master's, I studied innovation management, I have the option for my second year to apply for that program and study in a different university with a similar program, or with classes that I can credit for my program. So you can actually study in 2 countries if you want to when you're studying your master's.
Thank you, Sammy. And I think it's 6:40 now, and due to the interest of time, you may want to put on your contact details if you want some of our students or other students to contact you if they have any questions. And to wrap up our event, we would like to thank our speakers, the participants, and the organizers of this European Higher Education Fair. God bless everyone, at magandang gabi po sa ating lahat.
Thank
Thank
you.
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 Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, everyone.
Bye.